You clicked on this video because you've heard the name, David Goggins. You've seen him drenched in sweat, pushing himself beyond what seems humanly possible. But have you ever asked yourself, what drives a man to break every barrier, every limit, every day? At 24, Goggins was 300 pounds, a man consumed by self-doubt, depression, and hopelessness. He worked as an exterminator, living paycheck to paycheck, trapped in a life of comfort that was slowly killing him. But one day, something snapped. He realized that the life he was living was a lie, and that moment and that realization set him on a path that would change not just his life, but the lives of millions.
Music licensing reimagined.
Imagine being in his shoes. The pain, the shame, the daily struggle. Most people would look at a man like that and assume he's a lost cause. But not Goggins. He didn't just want to lose weight, he wanted to burn the very essence of his limitations to the ground. He didn't just walk into a Navy SEAL recruitment office on a whim. He did it because he saw the future he could have, the one that would demand more from him than he ever thought possible. And what did he face? Hell Week. 5 days of torture that most men can't survive, pushing recruits to the absolute brink. Most quit. David Goggins didn't quit. He survived it 3 times. Why? What drives a man to subject himself to that kind of pain again and again? It wasn't insanity. It was something deeper, something primal. Hell Week wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to break him. Goggins went on to conquer ultramarathons, 100 miles of relentless pain, where every step feels like the last. But while the rest of the world crumbled under pressure, Goggins found a secret. He discovered that the mind creates its own barriers, and the moment you push past those barriers, you unlock a force that's unstoppable. He didn't just run these races, he embraced the agony, the exhaustion, and the doubt. Every inch of his body screamed for him to stop. But in those moments of crushing pain, Goggins found his purpose. He wasn't just running from something, he was running towards something, a life that was bigger than he could ever imagine. But this wasn't always the story. Goggins wasn't born a warrior. He came from a broken home, abused by a father who crushed his spirit. A childhood full of pain and neglect left scars deeper than anyone could see. But somewhere, deep inside, a fire burned. And he decided that this pain wouldn't define him. He would redefine himself and his future. He learned to use that pain as fuel, something most people never realize. They let their pain hold them back. But Goggins turned it into power. He wasn't fighting just for survival anymore. He was fighting to be great. Goggins became a machine, unyielding, relentless. But it wasn't just about his physical endurance. It was his mindset that set him apart. The mental fortitude to keep going when everything inside you screams to stop. He's built a life around embracing discomfort, choosing the hardest path, day in and day out. And this philosophy changed everything. When Goggins says, "You are capable of more than you think," it's not just a motivational slogan, it's a battle cry. Because the truth is, we all have untapped potential, buried deep beneath layers of fear, doubt, and hesitation. But what does it take to access it? That's where the 40% rule comes in. When you think you've reached your limit, when your body screams for you to stop, you're only at 40%. The other 60% is locked deep inside you. The truth is, we stop ourselves long before we've hit our true capacity. Most people give up when they think they can't go any further. But what happens if you keep going? What happens if you push past that barrier? What happens is you discover a strength you didn't know you had. You break through the walls you built around yourself. You become the person you were always meant to be. The lesson Goggins teaches is simple. There is no finish line in the race to greatness. There is only the pursuit, the relentless pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself. And that starts with the decision to face your hardest challenge head-on, no matter how painful it is. Goggins showed us that pain is not something to fear. It's the gateway to transformation. It's how we grow. And the real question is, are you willing to face your pain? Are you ready to push beyond your limits and unlock the power that's been inside you all along? If Goggins' story lit a fire inside you, it's time to act. It's time to take the first step. Maybe it's something small. Maybe it's facing that fear you've been avoiding. But whatever it is, don't wait. Don't let comfort hold you back. Stay hard.
I'm now in my third Hell Week. We had a guy die in my third Hell Week. Hell Week ended on Thursday morning because he died. Okay. So it ended about 30 hours early. But what happened with me was, as I said, Hell Week starts on Sunday. Usually you don't swell up until about Wednesday. My body said, oh shit, man, we're back.
Reimagine.
On Monday, 24 hours into it, man, my stress fractures, I'm blown up. So I'm going through Hell Week like fucking done. But I'm like, I can't quit. This is my last time going through. I can't get rolled. So I get through Hell Week, and this is where I start to click into something. When your mind, this is this whole 40% rule shit I talk about all the time that I made up a long time ago. So basically the 40% rule is I am a strong believer that we quit. Because why? How the fuck does a 297-pound cockroach guy is now considered one of the baddest men on the planet? How is that possible? It means I had to change one thing, my mindset. So that guy was in me. When that guy came down here and said, hey, guess what, man? You're a fat ass, but I'm gonna now make you a badass. I'm gonna miracle this shit to be a badass. No, it was in me. I had to believe to make that belief work. And through hard work, I did that. So the 40% rule is like we have like a car. Some cars have a governor on it. And when you get to like 92 miles an hour, that car start doing this because it can't go any faster. Those cars that don't have governors on, like a fast ass, whatever, Porsche, whatever, that motherfucker buried, gone. We have that ability in us, but we have put this governor on our minds. And you have to, the factory that put the governor on that car, the factory is now you that put that shit on your fucking mind. You gotta take that motherfucker off. So basically, I started realizing this through my life, through going through all these times.
Music licensing reimagined.